All right, so hello everyone. I'm Antonio Cooper, and today I am with Joe Halsh, president of the Gym Toy Center. How's it going?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So first off, let's talk about Ann Arbor Pride. And for backstory, I'm not used to recording on this camera or doing on-camera interviews, so this is a bit of practice and a bit of professionalism at the same time. So talk to me about Ann Arbor Pride. When is it first off?
Yeah, Ann Arbor Pride's going to be on Saturday, August 2nd from noon to 9 p.m. in downtown Ann Arbor.
Okay, cool. So when we talk about Ann Arbor Pride, the first thing that I think about is our last conversation, 2024, and it wasn't about Pride specifically. It was about the growth of the Gym Toy Center. And you're showing me around this building right now. We're filming inside the new location. How has the development been so far?
Yeah, I mean it's been a true community project and is a true community center. Uh, I've been really impressed by the amount of volunteers. If people don't have dollars that they want to donate, they're still trying to find ways to get involved and support. Our groups are volunteer run and organized. So right now we've got about 18. They range from different social groups like book clubs, knitting groups. We also have a young professionals group. We're also bringing in some peer support, so a lot of trans groups. We also have some advocacy groups, of course, recovery groups, a little bit of everything.
Awesome, awesome. And you showed me around. How far are we away from the opening?
Yeah. So we've got our open house on Friday, February. Oh my God, what is time past COVID? On Friday, June 20th at 4:30, we're doing an open house for the community, and certainly you're welcome, and your viewers are welcome to join us and celebrate. We're going to be hosting really just like an open house, right? People are going to be welcome to come through, check out the different spaces that we've been able to create. We also have different organizers from the different community groups that will be here. So if people are looking to get involved or see what kind of programming is going on in the space, it becomes a really nice inclusive way to show people it. And then, of course, get people's ideas on how we can continue to grow and expand. I think this is really shaping up to be a true community center in every sense of the word. It's not relying on one person or one individual or even one organization at this point to keep everything growing. And so, to receive the responses that we've had and to, answer the question with, I don't know, but how might we figure it out kind of thing, has really opened up a lot of doors, a lot of diversity, a lot of intersectionality in the queer community.
Awesome. And you were showing me around, and one thing that caught my attention was you talking about renting out the space for therapists. Is that something we can put out there yet?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So talk to me about that, just that whole idea about using the space to provide resources and homes to therapists and people who are seeking therapy.
Yeah, when I think about what's really needed in the community, in the queer community, and the conversations that I have at different tabling events or different activities or just networking. Oh, excuse me.
All right.
Sorry. Cut. See, now I get to practice some editing, huh?
Yeah. It's good to be able to practice all of this, if I'm being honest.
Good. I'm glad.
All right, cool. So let's talk about Pride itself. That gives us a good opportunity to segue.
Exactly. Love it.
So how do we make Pride bigger this year? Because it went from it was just on Main Street, then it was on Main Street and State Street last year. How do we make it bigger this year?
Yeah, so this year, the footprint's going to be the same as last year. So we're going to be taking Main Street from PNC all the way down to Paleo.
Yeah.
And then we'll take Liberty all the way from Pretzel Bell up to the State Theater.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
And so really what we focused on this year was taking the feedback that we received from last year and really optimizing this year's layout. We got some really good feedback around, how we can better distribute entertainment to make sure that traffic is flowing into the right areas. And then we discovered that we have a little bit more space. So we're shooting for about 200 vendors this year, which is up 20 from last year.
Yeah.
And then we will still have the 2 stages of entertainment. So we'll have one of the stages kind of over by Necto, Michigan Theater area, and then the main stage will be on Main Street. Again, we're extending the entertainment on the community stage, really extending that into the night. We're also going to be doing a couple different types of things on the community stage. So, of course, you can expect the entertainment, the drag, the musical performances.
Yeah.
We're also hosting wedding ceremonies this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were just thinking with, the question in the air of, what's happening with same-sex marriage and, lessons learned from other Supreme Court cases. We really want to encourage the community to come and get married and at least get it on paper and, really show it as a sign of, in a pride setting, a sign of celebration and solidarity with our communities, the families that we build as queer people, and, try and protect ourselves as best as we can.
So I'm curious, with the wedding, will they present to you, hey, we want to get married on this day? Like, it'll just be a large gathering wedding, or how's this going to operate?
Yeah, so we're working with a local wedding planner in town, and they're really helping kind of organize all that stuff. But there'll be one-on-one weddings, and just on the stage we'll just kind of rotate through them. We'll have a nice little green room for people to be comfortable as they're waiting and stuff. But we're going to kick off the community stage with that celebration of love and support, and then get some legal protection in there too.
Yeah. That is super cool. Oh, man. So, all right. With because that just caught me off guard. So now I've got a million questions.
Good. I'm glad people are.
So, like, how is there a number cap on how many weddings that you're looking to do?
We've got it for an hour, so we'll see how many we can fit into an hour. We'll be putting out a request for people to sign up, and so they can certainly prepare and opt into it and not be surprised with any legal ceremonies. But that's the plan, is to get as many people as we can through in that hour that we can celebrate and have fun with people.
What hour would that be?
That's noon to 1.
Noon to 1. Okay, so if you're looking to get married, noon to 1.
No charge.
No charge. I think that's such an important part too.
Exactly.
No charge.
Exactly.
Are you encouraging people to wear the suits or the dresses, or
come as you are? I want people to be themselves, as Pride is. If that's if that's with the tail, if that's with the dress, if that's with the tux, if that's in shorts, that's your wedding, and who am I to tell you how to do your wedding?
Yeah. So when people get married, will there be like a photographer on set, like, who will be there to capture, the moment for everyone individually? Yeah,
we've got a couple of photographers that we've floating around Pride this year to capture the moments, and that's certainly one of them that we want to capture.
All right, I'm sorry, these questions are all coming off the top of my head.
It's true. No, you're good.
All right, so let's talk about the artistry for this year. Who are we booking? Who are we looking at?
Yeah, so our 2 big headliners this year are Detox from Season 6, I believe, of Drag Race. Yeah. And also did All Stars. Wonderful trans woman, really good friend of the community, and so looking forward to supporting her. And then Lucky Stars from this season's Drag Race. So Lucky is originally from Cuba, and now is in Miami, but is going to be flying up to joining us. And we're in the process of locking down one more famous drag king. I'll leave it as a little teaser.
Okay.
But that drag king will also be hosting a All Kings show, which is a first for Ann Arbor Pride.
Yeah, that's super cool. So that answers my question: is how do you make Ann Arbor bigger? You hire more vendors, have a big wedding, and have a few surprises in the mix as well.
What we try to do with Pride, and what I love to do with Pride is, for me, Pride is a living, breathing event. Yeah. And it is reflective of the communities that we live in. So Ann Arbor Pride should look different than Ypsi Pride, and it should look different than Motor City Pride, and it should reflect on who's in there. I also think that it should be reflective of the political situation, political climates of what our community needs at that time. And so, last year you saw a lot of celebration. There was a lot of community building and strengthening. This year, there's still going to be that, but it's going to look a little bit different with a little bit more advocacy baked in. The vendors that come in are a variety of nonprofits, mental health services, spiritual groups, small businesses. There's some other kind of political groups as well that people can get in and really get to know. And then my goal at the end of the day is that they can carry on that Pride experience on Sunday, the day after, by continuing these reach out in the community building that we're doing.
Okay. So, wait, you say Sunday. Pride is 2 days?
No, so the reason I say Sunday is because after Pride's over, what are people going to do? Where are people going to go? So people might go to the Gym Toy Center, and because they met someone at the book club or the parents group. People might go to an affirming church that they met, or meet their new therapist at Pride, and be able to continue on some of these relationships, social groups, support resources that our community really need right now.
All right, that is super wonderful. All right, so first off, how do you decide which artists to book, or do they provide submissions, or how does that process work? I've always wondered that.
Yeah, so we do open submission this year, and so people submit their applications, and then we also have to do some outreach as well. So it's a combination, because one thing that we want to pay attention to is diversity and representation on that stage. So a really common problem, if you want to call it, is we get a lot of drag performers. And we love all the drag performers. But we also want to make sure that we have different types of entertainment on the stage, different groups being represented. So this year we'll have an improv group on the stage. From Hearsay Brewery. They're doing a fundraiser for us, and I didn't realize that they were a brewery and an improv school. And so come on over, let's have some fun. So they'll be doing that. We want to make sure that underrepresented people, even within our community, have a stage and a platform. And I think there's a particular sensitivity or awareness around the trans community this year. They are really under attack, our trans siblings, and we need to provide that safe space as a community. We all need to huddle together. And I think that trend's also kind of across the city as well. When I look at Washtenaw County and all of our nonprofits that we have, funding is going left, right, all over the place. So how can we come together? How can we figure out who needs what, and then support each other's events, support each other's initiatives, bring people into folds, let them use the center if they need a space, and make sure that one or two political decisions doesn't stop the growth and support of our community.
That was my next question. It was about the political climate that we're currently in and how it's going to translate to this year. And you just spoke on that quite wonderfully. So one thing that I was looking back on our last interview, and we spoke about you were interested in diversifying your board for the Gym Toy Center, and you succeeded. So in 2025, what does the Gym Toy Center look like, especially with your opening this Friday from where we're shooting right now? We're shooting on a Monday. So what does that look like?
So we are growing our board. We've got I think we're planning for about 3 open seats. So if people are interested, would love to talk with people. We also, for people who don't want that big of a commitment or responsibility, we've got different committees now that are building out.
Cool.
So we've got our development committee. They do a lot of the fundraising, the marketing communications. So if that's a skill or a superpower you have that you want to bring in, that's awesome. We have looking at growing our finance committee and our governance team as well. So it's continuing to polish, right? We've got this great foundation, but we need to grow and scale. We also need to recognize, what got us to this point might look different for what gets us to the next level.
Yeah.
And so what adjustments do we need to make as a community center and as a nonprofit?
Yeah.
And so, really looking at those operational changes and involvement,
Mhm.
of course, bringing in more people and support,
Yeah.
and then figuring out what that looks like in practice.
Okay. That is awesome. And um, when it comes to the vendors, you said that we have 20 more this year.
Mhm.
Do you know like any of the new vendors who we can expect to see?
Oh, new one. I'd have to look at the list, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the list because there's just been. We definitely have our old reliables that have been with us since the Braun Court days.
Yeah.
That I see their names pop up, and I smile and make sure I get to say hi to them.
Yeah.
But we always need new ones, and because the growth has always, we've always increased our vendors. So. We've been able to extend out the wait list, and so we're able to pull from the wait list from last year and the year before, make sure that those people are in the loop and welcomed. And then it's a lot of word of mouth. There's a lot of word of mouth marketing in our community, whether it be through the vendors or the community groups and organizers who don't want to politicize too openly or make their stuff too public for people, so we can maintain the safe space.
Mhm.
So word of mouth has become a really important tool of communication for the community.
All right, awesome. And for the people out there, is there anything that you want to say to let people know what the Ann Arbor Pride is all about?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways that people can stay in the loop of all of our updates and happenings. We do have an Instagram and Facebook page with an event that people are more than welcome to look up. Ann Arbor Pride is the tag on both. And then we also have our website, annarborpride.com. That's where people can sign up to vendor. We're still accepting vendor and sponsor applications for at least a few more weeks now.
Okay.
And then volunteering. So for the people who also want to volunteer for just a couple hours or just the day, they are more than welcome to sign up there. We'll get them connected in. We'll make sure that they're able to sign up for a space that meets their abilities. So if you don't want to lift heavy tables, don't worry. We've got some nice seated, cool volunteer positions for you. And likewise, if you need a workout that day, give us a call. We'll put you to work.
Awesome. And last question, anything else you want to put out there to the world?
I just want to thank our community. Right now there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of division right now, and I'm really proud of Washtenaw County and the work that our nonprofit and really the individuals that we support are doing, and so thankful for that work. It's been a bright light and a way to kind of fill up my cup in a world where there's a lot of ambiguity right now. So I thank people for making this community center what it is, what it has been over the years, and I'm looking forward to some of those old board members and the old guard from Braun Court to come in and see what their seeds of planted have grown into over the years. So just really proud to carry on this legacy, and I could not do it without our volunteers, without our community, and without people like you. I appreciate your interest.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Jill Halsh. I am Antonio Cooper, and thank you very much.